Hello everybody, I'm going to show you guys real quick how to make this cute little invitation. Obviously, you know, it's looking a little jank up here, and on the back it's got the same things. This is pretty much like my, not rough draft, but this is basically the shape of what the little invitations are going to look like. They're obviously onesies, little diaper button snaps down here, and on the inside I decided to go for a pop-up effect with little foam stickers. I don't know if you guys can see those in there, little foam stickers to give it a 3D look. But here we go. I'm gonna show you guys how to fold your paper, how to cut it, whether you are cutting it like whether you are using a template or you're making your own template, how to go about making your own, or if you're gonna just be cutting like a hole punch and things like that. So let's get started. First things first, you have to decide what your onesie invitation is going to be made out of. Cardstock is what I suggest the most. It's paper. You can hear it's like kind of hard. It's cardstock because it's made for cards. So it can be whatever color you want. I have a off-white here because, you know, baby onesies are the cutest when they're in white. Normal size cardstock. It's the same size as your average piece of paper, which is good. I mean, depending on how big you want your invitation, you can make it bigger, you can make it smaller. But if you're going to be making your own template, I suggest you start off with cardstock the same size as a normal sheet of computer paper. I will show you how to fold the paper so we can eventually cut it into the onesie shape. These invitations they're open from the bottom and they're connected on the top. So I'm gonna show you guys how to cut them like that so your card can look like this. Okay, so here's your cardstock, and what you're gonna do, this is like normal piece of paper, how you would read it, how you would write on it. You turn it on its side, and from the side we are going to be folding it like a hot dog. So you take it, this is hot dog. I remember I was taught this in elementary school. This is hot dog and this is hamburger, because you know it looks like a hamburger. Hamburger buns are big and like squares. Hot dogs are long and like almost rectangular. So we're gonna be folding it hot dog way. What I end up using is this little bone. It's not really bone, but it's like plastic, so you can get a really good crease in it. You don't have to. You can fold, you know, you can end up folding it and like creasing it with your nail. A little tip, if your fingernails are painted, be careful because the paint might transfer onto your paper. So fold it hot dog ways first. And, okay, here is our cardstock folded hot dog ways, long ways. And now you're going to take this and fold it hamburger way. So you stand it up straight, you take the top and you fold it to the bottom. And once again, right in the middle, make sure it's even, nice and even. You fold it right down there, give it a good crease. All right then, and what you should have after folding it your hot dog hamburger ways, after folding it hamburger ways, is this. It looks like a little TP, a little booklet. And this, if at this point in time, I suggest you measure this size, because out of one normal size cardstock, you can get 2 invitations up. So this is the size of your invitation. Obviously, if you want a bigger onesie, you'd have to work with bigger paper, or you would just fold it, you know, once. But this is to get the most bang out of your buck, and also you don't want that big of an invitation, you know, who knows how much postage is going to be. These are small, they're cute. Like I said, you get most bang out of your buck because out of one little cardstock you can get 2 invitations. So this is what it looks like. And at this point in time, if you're going to be drawing your own little template or like sketching it out, this is the size you want your onesie to eventually be. As you guys can see right here, I have this little onesie which we had first drawn out. I think my husband had drawn out by hand, and it for the most part fits up perfectly. Obviously this one is a little bit too round in the belly and the leg holes aren't really there, but you can honestly just, you know, mess around with it. If you don't want to use your cardstock, what I suggest is taking a normal piece of paper, whether it be computer paper, notebook paper, folding it in half to that right size, or even like tracing out what the cardstock, the parameter of the cardstock, and then you know, just drawing it out there. do it with pencil, take your time, cut it out, see if it looks good, you know, whatever. And if you're doing it on like scratch paper or whatever, not cardstock, you can mess up and, you know, do it a few more times. But if you want to do it how we pretty much did it, I will show you guys that right now. All right, this is a big little hole puncher, and it is a 1-inch hole puncher. We got the one with the clear back. They sell ones that don't have clear backs, but this one was, for the most part, really helpful. I suggest you getting the clear back one, because at least then you can see what you're doing, you know, like, oh, let's see if I can cut it right here. Or, you know, you can see it. Obviously, this is not going to fit, but this is going to make your neck hole. I'll show you guys with this. It's going to make your neck hole and your little thigh holes. So, you know, no need, a lot of tutorials out there will tell you that you need a smaller hole punch. I honestly was able to make these little leg holes with the same, you know, hole puncher. So, yeah, so I'll show you guys how to do that right now. But first, regardless of whether you have the hole punch or not, I'm going to show you how to cut this bad boy so you end up getting 2 invitations. So you open it up again, and as you can see, oh, paper's acting a fool, but you open it up again, and as you can see, you have 4 sections. We are going to be cutting down this long middle right here. Cut up and down, not sideways, because you'll end up with like pretty much nothing. You'll end up with like a card this way. We want, right after cutting the long way of your cardstock, this is what you should be left with. 2 cute little pieces that will eventually become your invitation. At this point in time, if you had drawn out your own little template, one other thing I suggest you do is take the paper template, like the very rough draft template. Like, let's pretend this is perfect. This is what you came up with. You love it. It's amazing. Wow. You take it, and I suggest, it doesn't have to be on like 2 pieces of cardstock, though it will make it thicker. But what I suggest you do is cut it out or trace it, then cut it out, and then use this as your actual template that you're going to do, you know, that you're going to put on each cardstock, because it's thicker, it's not going to move as much. This is kind of flimsy. You know, you've gone tracing things before, and the paper underneath gets traced so many times that it starts to like bow, or, you know, cardstock is a little bit thicker, so that should eliminate that issue. Flip to trace it the same pattern on all of your other little invitations, and then cut them out, and you're pretty much almost good to go. All you need to do is decorations. But if you're going to use the hole punch, I'll show you how to do that right now. Here is the back of our hole punch, and what you're going to do is pretty much put your cardstock seam first, so like the edge right there where it closes, you're going to put it in there, and you're going to try to measure it out as best you can. I mean, if you'd like, you can pull out a ruler and figure that out, but pretty much try to gauge where your neck hole, how deep you want your neck hole. And that looks about nice for me. Looks good on both sides, enough adequate size, or enough adequate space on both sides, and then you press down to cut. All right, and then there we have the newly made neck hole. As you can see, I said you put the crease in, that's where you cut it. So already starting to look more like a onesie. At this point in time, it's totally up to you. You can either go to do the shoulders or do the leg holes. Pretty much the same thing with the neck hole. You can measure it out if you like, or you can just pretty much gauge it by eye. So we have the corner here, the first corner. You try to see in the circle how much it's going to cut off. If that looks like an adequate leg hole, great. If it doesn't, play around with it a little bit. You know, also this helps a lot if you are using this hole punch method. If you do it on like normal paper, like scratch paper, computer paper, whatever paper you have lying around, so in case you think it looks good and then you cut it and it looks terrible or hideous or horrible, at least you're not wasting all of your cardstock. Which just press down tightly. Okay, I cut off both little semicircles, as you can tell. So those are our leg holes, and now we're gonna work on the sleeves. Once again, you can take a pencil and kind of gauge it, like, oh, the sleeve should be 1 inch or 1.5 inches, or you can just make a little mark, cut it out, see what looks best for you. Totally up to you, but just have whichever method you're going to do, whether you're going to measure it out like, oh, 1.5 inches would look best, or put a little line there. Just, you know, draw it on with some pencil. Try to imagine what it's going to look like. If it looks great, fine. If not, then okay. All right, so here we have the little sleeves cut out. Don't cut out that much into it, like about 1 inch or so. This is also just a guessing game, like pretty much trying to figure it out. I would say that this is about 1 inch in, and about maybe what, 2, 3, maybe 4, 3 or 4 inches from the top down, and then 1 inch in, because now what we're going to do with those 2 slits that we created on both sides, we are going to take it and cut off right there, so it can look like a diaper. So this will look like a sleeve to give it this nice edge right here. So just cut it, and I will show you guys what I'm talking about. Let's measure these guys together. And so from where your little sleeve was, you just cut down straight to the corner, and that will create the baby's like little belly shape. As you can see here, I have already cut one side. What I really like to do is take a pair of long scissors, go from this corner and make my scissors reach up here to this. That's why I like long ones, so you can kind of gauge, you know, open and close the scissors, figure out if it's going to cut it all in one fatal swoop, and as soon as you gauge it, you know, you just cut on down. All right, the other side has been cut, and here you have it. Here is your little onesie. Yay! Little onesie invitation that opens up. You can write either on this side or on that side. We chose to have, since our invitation was rather long, we chose to put one on each side. If you want to put little buttons on this, these are little like brackets or brads that I bought from Michaels. They come in different colors, different shapes, different sizes. So for my onesie, my size card, these little small ones were great. Like I said, they sell bigger ones, they sell smaller ones. You just got to go down and see what they offer. And pretty much here, what I ended up doing was I bought a tiny little hole punch, and I hole punched it right here, there, and there. And then I just attached them on the back, and it just gives it the cutest look. Our colors, if you cannot tell, are black and gold. Like I said, don't mind this one. This is like a rough draft one. So we put black string, or ribbon, excuse me. We put black ribbon on the sides right here. I wish I hadn't finished one to show you guys, but I just got done putting them all in envelopes. So right here, right there. We bought this stamp at Joann's, and it's, you know, gold and shiny, and B for our last name. With the inside, you can totally, you know, handwrite it, or if you want, or you can print it out. I printed it out on the same color cardstock, and I just cut it out with funky little like scissors and designs, and I added it on some foam stickers to give it that 3D look. You can see that right there. Another little star stamp on the back, or not on the back, but at the bottom. And then on the back, I found this cute little stamp that says designed by, and then I wrote my name. I wrote it several times because, like I said, I was trying to figure out which handwriting I liked better. So designed by Allie, and then a little cat. So designed by Alley Cat. Super cute, super fun. Like I said, you don't have to do these little brackets if that seems like too much or too heavy. If you rather put little flowers down here, that's totally up to you. But pretty much the sky is the limit when it comes to this onesie. These can be in different colors. You can add little frills. You can add a little, like, you know, little bling right here if it's a little girl, or if your baby shower or whoever's baby shower you're making these for have a sort of theme, like a safari theme or a jungle theme. You can buy a stamp, or you can buy stickers. You know, stickers are great. Just put a little like lion sticker or something, you know. Literally, like I said, you guys, the sky's the limit. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Like I said, I wish I had a nice one to show you, but I put them all away. They're all literally, you know, well, they're going to be literally all in these little envelopes. I already put them away. Our baby shower is on August 30th, so I gotta send these out to give everybody adequate time to RSVP. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you guys end up making these for a baby shower, whether it be your own or somebody else's baby shower, or even maybe a first birthday, this could totally work for a first birthday, maybe even a second, you know, they're still little. Totally just leave me a comment down below. I'd love to see them. I'm on Instagram, so if you want to tag me at Black Alley Cat, that'd be great. I'd love to see them. If you guys want to see a finished product of this onesie invitation, you can actually swing over there on Instagram. I have several pictures of them up there. And like I said, just the sky's the limit. Oh, another cute thing, which makes me kind of wish it was like a themed party and we knew what we were having. For a little girl, I have seen like on Pinterest, like little tutus, so you can actually buy tulle and make it three-dimensional and make a little tutu down here or something just super cute. Or like a little boy, you could even like buy fabric and make it into a tie. You know, these can be as extravagant or as simple as you want them to be. And I'm glad you guys watched, and have a good day.